Discomfort and beauty can exist together, and it's the tension between the two that makes Robert Wun's creations so unforgettable. Robert Wun is one of those designers who finds beauty in the most unexpected places, places where most would usually find fear or anxiety. He takes those feelings and turns them into beautiful pieces that fit in this fantastical world that make this tension feel strangely mesmerizing.
What I really want to do in this collaboration is also to challenge that point of view, that the nature, the decay, the way things can no longer be beautiful can be a beauty itself.
But before we dive in, I'm Isabel. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, because if you're into fashion and internet culture, this channel might be just for you. So let's get into it. He uses striking motifs on beautiful pieces that trigger a certain level of discomfort that is only reconciled by the impact of the overall story being told. He's inspired by nature and reality. The impermanence of time, decay, pain, and identity are all themes we've seen throughout his collections. He used elaborate burn marks to symbolize decay, skeletons and muscle structures created to showcase the cycle of life. Blood red motifs on bright white gowns used to express memories that won't fade away, wounds, and pain. The most striking of all is probably his use of sculptures. He's used these to represent an alter self, kind of like the public version of yourself, and then the real hands represent who you really are. He's also used them for the opposite purpose, where the sculptures symbolize the inner child wanting to be true to themselves, while the model is the ultimate version of molding yourself to societal expectations. The motifs, marks, and sculptures are all supposed to be unsettling. They are all important parts of the story he's trying to tell, and doing it in this way creates a level of interest and excitement that keeps us on the edge of our seats. Fantasy is usually all about escapism, but that is not the case for Robert Wun. He creates a fantasy world that feels like escapism but is deeply rooted in reality by using surreal designs to reflect real human experiences. And even though some of his designs might feel a little disquieting, the shared experience and the message makes the collection resonate with the public. For example, his Spring-Summer 2023 collection is about confronting fear. Fear is one of the most common human emotions, and confronting it is something that many can relate to, but most only aspire to. So the collection itself now feels aspirational, but also inspirational. Then we have his Fall-Winter 2025 collection, Becoming. The collection blends the everyday ritual of dressing up with the surreal nature of his garments. It explores identity, or more specifically, the way in which we want to be perceived in contrast to who we really are. The basis of the world he created through this collection is everyday life, the very mundane act of dressing for the day. And that is how he has been able to create a world of fantasy deeply rooted in the real personal experiences that we all have. Storytelling is the main act of couture. The big question is, can you create beautiful garments and package your story in a way that hasn't been seen before? Fantasy is how you sell couture, but being able to tell your story through uniquely made garments in the most distinct and memorable way is how a fashion house starts building its legacy. And consistency is what solidifies it. Most of the storytelling comes from fantasy that is rooted in escapism, but Robert Wun wanted to take a different approach. Through his collections, he invites us into his mind without filtering his thoughts to make everyone else comfortable. He leans into the unease that comes with his designs and the stories he tells. He is able to bring a certain lightness and beauty to the heavy topics he references. In his own words, for Numero Netherlands, if a designer creates something thoughtful, something with substance, it will always cut through. Maybe not instantly, but with time. That's what fantasy is for me. Not escapism, but the courage to dream in a world that tells you to move faster. Robert Wun transforms discomfort into beauty instead of trying to escape it, and that is what makes his world so unforgettable. Do you also love Robert Wun's work, or is it a little too unnerving for you? Let me know in the comments. And if you're into fashion history, deep dives, and random commentary, hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single video. See you next time. Bye.